Welcome to another episode of the Ballinesian Podcast here on the Polytickin Network. Someone's talking sports, Charger and Raider fan, usually talking about the NFL, but it's been quiet, camp time, maybe some rumors or whatever. But we're definitely going to be talking about the NBA Finals. No, not the NBA Finals, the NBA playoffs, Final Four.
Yeah. No Lakers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have something to say about that too. We are going to start, though, by talking about some Olympic news for Los Angeles 2028 games. Recently, well, if you didn't know, flag football is an Olympic game this year, right? It's one of the 7 new games that is being played in Los Angeles for the first time. And the NFL recently approved or agreed, like they all voted, the owners did at least, that players will be able to try out for their national teams and play in the Olympic Games. That's crazy. The NFL's never had Olympics, right? I don't think. You've had the NBA
Yeah,
Dream
except for
Team,
like sprinters, maybe that
okay,
that play football, but
not for
not for
the
actual
yeah.
football.
So now there's some drama between the flag football pros and the NFL pros on who's going to be able to.
And if you're laughing right now about flag football pros, yes, there's a pro flag football.
They exist. It's
They do
real.
exist.
It's real. Yeah, so we're going to get into that. Maybe some other things this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are here on the Polytickin Network. Make sure to support the Patreon, follow the YouTube channel, follow the shows, socials. Hey, rate us, spread us like a disease. Spread us out there. Get us viral. Not viral. We don't want to be popular. Just want to definitely spread the network, the shows. If you haven't heard the Polytickin podcast with Seth M. Oh, hello, Marcus. Them fools was talking about chunky monkeys and gambling at the college last episode. Had me rolling. Definitely got to clip that. Pacifica movie starter kit. Lilo and Stitch just came out. Me and Marcus reviewed the original animated Lilo and Stitch from 2002 on an episode that's coming out soon in a few days for the Pacifica movie starter kit. That's the first episode in a while. And then the Patreon, behind the scenes, not behind the scenes. It's the first look, the deep look on things that we're talking about, but it's an extra Polytickin episode for the network every week for starting at $5. I think you can donate more, but $5 to the Patreon, patreon.com/the Polytickin podcast is how you can support us directly. And we definitely appreciate that. Ballinesian Podcast, sponsored by Levasa Island Apparel. Shout out to Brother E. Rye, levasaislandapparel.com, www.levasaislandapparel.com, and on Instagram at le_vasa. All right. Flag football. Olympic Games. Professional flag football players. I was looking up some of these guys. Well, one of them. And Daryl Doucette is the one that came out recently and was talking, it seems like the NFL players thinking they're just going to come in and step in and take all of our spots. And I want to say on the surface, I thought the same, right? And I was like, okay, these are the most professional, most skilled football players in the world are playing in the National Football League. And if there's a football Olympic Games event, then those guys playing in that event in LA, in America, would be like the Monstars, not even a dream team. That's like the best players in that sport playing against other teams that aren't that good. But Daryl Doucette, longtime starting quarterback for the U.S. flag football team, the national team, spoke to Washington Post and in the interview said that the U.S. national flag football veteran players deserve a chance to compete for their spots without the NFL just taking over. Quote, the flag football guys deserve their opportunity. That's all we want. We felt like we worked hard to get the sport to where it's at. And then when the NFL guys spoke about it, it was like we were getting kicked to the side. So he felt, as the leader of the team, it was okay for him to talk and really say, hey, you guys need to come in and get ready to battle for these spots, because it's not just, walk in, I'm a professional football player, I know what to do. He says it's entirely two different games. You can't really compare flag football and tackle football. And then pointed to the physicality of the games and the quick movements to avoid getting flags pulled, as, some of the things that NFL players might have to adjust to. What are your thoughts on this? Should the NFL players, be a little humble, or are the flag football players speaking out of their depth right now?
I mean, first off, flag football shouldn't even be a Olympic sport. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, they definitely have the right to make noise like that because one, like you said, if you've watched any game of the flag football leagues, it is totally a different league. The way that they avoid getting their flags pulled is it's like a skill in its own. Like no joke. Like you've seen guys like kind of wiggle through like two defenders so their flag won't get pulled. You've seen dudes like the spins they do there. Like yeah, it's an actual skill that they learn um having their flag not pulled. I also feel like I know there was some chatter by NFL guys who were like, yeah, I'd like to go to the Olympics, but I don't think any of the players personally came out when the NFL said that their players were allowed to go, that they were thinking about just jumping on to the team or, there weren't any real players that were like,
Oh,
it was the execs that there was like guys like Michael Parsons, of course, on his podcast was like, oh, I feel like I could be on the Olympic team. You know what I mean? He said he feels like he could be on the Olympic team, like he could do it, but
yeah.
also because that's what they do on this podcast. They just talk about shit like that. Like, um, yeah, there was no actual um
There
athlete
wasn't like
from
a
the
bunch of people
NFL.
like Tyreek Hill
Right.
wasn't like, yeah, sign me
Yeah.
up. People weren't
Yeah.
tweeting, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
now that it's approved, I'm in there.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes isn't like, is it like the top guys aren't interested? Like, that's such a step down. Like, even
No, you
representing
know
your
what?
country isn't worth it.
It's hard to say that they're not interested because, like you just said, representing your country is a whole different kind of
Mm-hmm.
pride.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, like you said, there's no sport that they've had an opportunity to play for for Olympic gold. Maybe some of
Yeah.
the guys, like we said, who in the past, like Willie Gold, was an Olympic sprinter. I'm not sure if he won the medal, but I know he was an Olympic sprinter. He was a wide receiver for Chicago and for were they Oakland or LA at the time? For the Raiders. Um, yeah. What else could they play? Some of the guys that play baseball, they might have been able to get onto the USA team.
Is it?
You know,
But I feel like baseball was a sport and then wasn't.
it depends. So whatever
And then
country,
there's like the World Cup for baseball now, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever country hosts the Olympics, they have the power to add games like a new game or like
Mm.
a sport. Sorry, not a game, a sport or whether they want a sport or not a sport to be part of the Olympic list while in their country. So that's the reason flag football was added because they're having it again in America and the sport's booming in America.
Oh yeah.
Uh, what I'm liking right now is how high school football now for women, like flag football, is beginning to be a big sport. So
Cool.
this is pretty cool. We obviously as Polynesians, we were super happy when we saw that Super Bowl commercial with the Polynesian girl that lives in Vegas.
Yeah.
And when
Pico?
she was told, yeah, when she was told she was going to be part of the commercial, she just thought she was going to be like, just a part of it. Like she's basically the whole commercial stuff. But yeah, I mean, I get what he's saying. I'm with him though. Like
You're
I
with
don't
the flag
care.
footballers?
Yeah, I'm with them. Like you can't just be like, all right, you know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, the NFL, like, okay, maybe the flag football quarterback has a point in saying that, they're different games, but are they really? That's flag football. Yeah, you might have to swivel your hips a little bit more. You're not trying to run by someone that's trying to tackle. You're trying to protect your flags from someone who's trying to grab them. I think NFL players can, adapt really quickly to that. I mean, They have
Oh
been
no!
playing the flag football in the Pro Bowl, so there's a
And
little bit more familiarity,
you saw
recency.
how horrible that was.
Yeah, don't put any of the defenders out there. But yeah, so the NFL players have the chance to audition for the U.S. flag football team. They don't,
That I don't mind.
it's not automatically taking
Yeah,
a spot, but it's definitely you're gonna have to compete. And what Doucette is saying is it's going to be much more competitive than you think it is because these
no, for
were
sure.
professionals. And him himself, he's been like the starting quarterback for the national team for almost the last 10 years, leading them to world flag football championships. So
Hey,
this is like their Mahomes. The guy
where
saying
else?
this is their Mahomes. So, like, I mean, is Russell Wilson going to be able to come in and just like, well, I'm going to be Captain America now?
No,
Or is it going to be a lot tougher than I think? Who do you think final roster for the U.S. flag football team? Is it going to be more flag players or more NFL players? I don't even know how many roster spots, 20, 30, whatever it is, but
I think it'll be more. It'll be more flag pros. One because the rules also might be different in the sport.
mm,
So like you're gonna have to take time to. And I know people are gonna listen to someone say that and be like, "How hard is it to learn rules?" It's hard to learn rules. Like, that I mean. To it's not hard to learn the rules, but it's hard to
oh, to
abide by
turn
them.
the and to
You
turn
know,
them into like second nature for your
yeah,
playing.
exactly.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay, yeah.
and then yeah, I think the committee who's gonna pick them are also gonna be made up of guys who play flag
The
football.
flag,
You know what I
the
mean? So
staff and stuff.
I don't think they're gonna be biased, but I do think they're gonna look out for certain things that they see in the game in their profession. And a lot of the guys that already play flag now, it'll be easier to have them come onto the field. Some of them are like they're real athletes. They play ball, they run. I mean, where else can you see a 5'6" quarterback win championships the way that
Yeah, for real.
Doucette does, So
That's another thing, right? Like you don't have to be so physically overwhelming
right.
in flag. You just got to be able to like manipulate space, be quick,
You gotta be
good
agile.
hands. Yeah. So okay, all right.
You basically have to be a slot
Accelerate.
receiver. Yeah, if you have a slot receiver,
Everybody
everything.
has to be a slot.
You know who? Man, if we could see Edelman and Wes
Ooh,
Welker, oh, you,
I got
someone
you. I
just
got you. Lad McConkey.
let
Get your white slot guy in there for the
someone who just
Olympics.
recently signed with the Carolina Panthers. If he,
Hey,
oh man,
Hunter.
he would just kill out there. I'm telling you,
Bro,
he
in and
would
out of the
probably be the
breaks.
yeah he'd be nice. But
Wait, who's an NFL player you think should be on the team?
I think
Somebody with
Tyreek.
crazy
I
speed, right?
I think
Tyreek
Tyreek would be pretty cool to see on
changed the
that.
game.
Who else? Man, I can't. Kamara, he might be pretty cool to see on the
Okay.
yeah guys that
The
can do
thing
things like
is,
that.
I feel like the audition camp, the tryouts, is going to be more competitive than some of the games because this is American football, right? The other
For
countries
sure,
do not
for
have
sure.
as many decades, do not have it as ingrained into their culture. This is
No,
like this
I
should
think.
be just like basketball. We created basketball. That's America's game.
Wait, but
And
see, this
then
is the thing again. This is the thing. Like we just said, you don't have to be one of those NFL athletes to be good at flag football. Not to say that you don't have to be athletic, but so that's where a lot of our dominance comes in the Olympics. Is that not only do we know the sport more, a lot of our players in basketball are just athletically superior to a lot of these teams. So flag football,
sure,
it
sure.
might cut the that whole advantage like
Oh,
half. Because
but I'm
if you guys have like athletic guys, just like the guys we talked about, guys who can move in real quick in a short area, a
sure.
short or small area spaces, like slot receivers, like we said, or a slot corner, same thing. If you got guys who can move like that, then yeah, there's a lot of guys. Uh, who's to say that Americans who have moved overseas aren't going to go try out for those teams and that
Sure.
sort? Because
Well, I mean, yeah, the
you know,
talent pool, Americans should have the advantage, and
man,
also
hey,
culturally,
American
our
Samoa. might have a chance to be in the Olympics in flag football.
Oh, wait
Those
a minute.
because those leagues have been going on for a minute.
Oh, is American Samoa its own country?
Yes. So
Yeah,
just like for
in the
basketball,
Olympics. Yeah.
if we had qualified, what happens is you go and you play in a region. So um, had we won the South Pacific Games,
Uh-huh.
what happens after that is you go to the I think it's the Asian Championships if you win, and then you got to win uh, that tournament to have the automatic bid into the Olympics. So, and I feel like if American Samoa did have a flag football team, I think they could make
Hey,
it to those regional championships if they were in Asia. And I think I mean, the road would be a lot easier than it would be for basketball. I can tell you that because we have to go to Asia and we have to play teams like Japan and China. So that would suck. Uh, but for flag football, man, I don't know. That might be another door, another sport that gets us into the Olympics.
who's
You know?
your American Samoa starting quarterback?
Ooh, man, that's tough.
We got to do a American Samoa flag football roster. Like we can look it up this
You know
weekend.
what? Yeah, because if I was to say, if we had to go pick from guys, if Joey Yosefa, who played at Fangaitua, was like
Joey Josefa? Oh,
man,
damn.
bro, he's one of the only quarterbacks I've seen
Mhm.
have like a 10-yard behind the back pass in the backfield, like on target. Like I've seen him like just go like ready to throw, and all of a sudden he's like, and his running back takes off for like 20 yards. It's like what the yeah, Joey was he's a crazy quarterback with some of the things that he could do out there. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
I'd cheat. Tua Tagovailoa coming down the Veterans Memorial Stadium steps.
Man, we're gonna have the only quarterback that gets hurt in flag football.
And Ace will hike into him.
Oh
Damn.
my god. Man, oh man, Tonga would have the perfect one because they would go out and get No Fafita. That fool would be perfect for flag football.
Yeah, we need to figure out who's all playing in these games, and if the NFL players even want to go. You say it's going to be more flag football players on
I think
the
so.
final
I think
roster. I
so.
can see that. I could also see like the NFL players pretending like it's beneath them.
I'm waiting for that one. I'm waiting for
Yeah.
someone to come out and just like try to flame him. Be like, bro, we don't even want to play a stupid game anyway.
Oh damn! Nah, I want it to be more like chance to win for America,
Oh
something
man.
that brings the football fans together.
What's his
But
name that just got traded to Dallas?
George Pickens,
Oh, he's ready. He's ready with his statement.
like, hey, put me in.
Yo, if AB was playing, AB would have had the statement out 2 minutes after Doucette put his statement out.
All right, let's. Yeah, if you're listening to this, flag football is an Olympic sport this year, and there's this drama between the current flag football players and the NFL players that can participate. What do you think? You think the NFL players should automatically get the spots? The flag. I mean, there's going to be a tryout, so I guess that's going to be very interesting to see. All right, not a lot of other football news, but there's the freaking NBA playoffs going on. And this is what I wanted to say about being a Laker fan. They get the rap about, they don't watch games. They're fake. They don't really pay attention. This is true. Okay. And I've noticed that I know this is true now because I'm just like, oh, we got kicked out of the playoffs. Lakers at 5, first round. That was nice. Whatever. It's this the third round now. Haven't really been paying attention.
Hey, no, you guys have hope because Noah watches playoffs game. He's still watching the playoffs, so and Noah's a really big Lakers fan. So at least you
I
have
talked to
him watching the
Noah.
game.
I was just like, hey, you've been watching the playoffs? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, same, not really. As soon as the Lakers got bounced, he was like, yeah. The interest level goes way down. And I'm sure that's for non-Laker fans too. If the Lakers aren't in it, what's really the point in watching? Whether you love to hate them or,
What are you
love to
talking
watch them.
about? I've got the game on right behind my camera right now.
Who? Okay, are the Pacers winning?
I wasn't watching that game.
Okay, I think that game is over. But if the Pacers won, then it's like the Pacers are playing the Knicks. Okay, that's got some old school vibes, right? Reggie
Yeah,
Miller.
definitely.
And then on the other side, you have the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah,
SGA has been leading the Thunder. Has the MVP for the NBA been put out yet?
yeah. Shy's the MVP.
Okay, so the Thunder got the MVP. They're beating up on the new face of the league, and Edwards. They're up 3-1. The Pacers won tonight. They're up 3-1 over the Knicks. Thank God. Those freaking Knicks fans videos.
Hey man,
Danger.
it's just like Laker fans, bro.
Nah.
Laker
Laker
fans
fans
is
don't follow somebody. They don't go 50v1 throwing
they,
stuff at some guy's head.
they do it, but they're a little zesty about it. That's all.
Like, how so?
They throw like purses.
They throw purses. There's that one where a Pacer fan was white. He had a Pacer jersey on, and there's probably like 60 guys freaking
Hey, you know what?
mobbing him. And I was like,
He should thank them because Hallie ended up paying for his trip to come watch tonight's game.
who?
Halliburton, Hallie.
Mm.
He ended up paying. He got contact with the guy and ended up paying for him to come watch tonight's game.
What did you think about Tyrese Halliburton throwing up the Reggie Miller choke sign to go into overtime? He thought it was a game winner.
Yeah, the timing sucks. Like the moment, because the moment could have been a lot bigger had it been for the win. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, but I wish it was at a better moment, like how Reggie did it, and not to go into overtime and then lose in overtime.
Yo, that could have been
His moment. That could have been his moment.
Yeah, that could have been so bad. All right, so with these 4 teams left, I think one of these teams is going to be the first time they've won NBA championship, or some of these superstars: SGA, Anthony Edwards, Halliburton, Edwards.
All of them, yeah, they'll be on there first. First.
It feels like I saw that 7 champions in 7 years makes the NBA look bad, like not having a dynasty like that. I don't believe that. I feel like that's more competitive, right?
Yeah, I like the new blood. I like that every team, like you said, hasn't like the franchises. No franchise that's playing right now in their conference finals has won an NBA championship. I also like that. Like we just said, like a whole bunch of new guys in there. Like it's almost like the changing of the guard. Man, it's the way that Ant has showed up these playoffs. Like I know he got held to what was it, like 15 points last night or something like that, and then he had to say, like, I did everything else, so I don't feel like I had a bad game because I was able to do everything else. No, fool, you had a bad game. Stop
He
playing.
didn't win. Oh, because okay, his actual shooting numbers.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's even Halliburton. Imagine Halliburton getting traded from Sacramento because they wanted to pair uh the Aaron Fox with who they ended up picking up. I forgot who ended up picking up, but they were trying to pair him with somebody, and now Sacramento doesn't even have those guys, and Hallie's about to go to the finals. People were really talking on Halliburton as being like a role player in the league. Not to say that he's taken the Pacers to these conference finals by himself, but he's been a big part of it. And a lot of people out here are calling him overrated. He's not overrated. Oh my god!
Overrated.
I mean, they have a meme out there like people are like the most person I like in Halliburton's game too, and then they have a clip of old Family Matters episode where Steve is playing basketball, where Steve Urkel is playing basketball, and he's super awkward, but he's making all his shots, killing everybody. And sad to say though, if you do watch it, it kind of looks like them. It kind of look like the same style, but
I hate when the guy that doesn't look like he knows how to even handle the rock is scoring on you, and all your teammates are like, "Bro, that's the easiest guy. What are you doing?" And I'm like,
You can't explain it. You're like, bro,
I
I
am trying actually,
right,
which is
yeah,
makes it
right,
which makes it worse.
yeah.
I'm actually hands out.
Like I'm Fendi.
He still should. I don't know why he's doing a freaking Kareem 3-quarter hook shot from the three, but it's going in.
Bro, unrelated, there used to be a dude that played at the Lions Park, and let me tell you, he can handle like he can see, but when he shot from the 3 point line, he would like take two dribbles and then hook it, bro. He would make it though. It would ir I was still in high school, but this he was
Range.
old. Oh my gosh. It would hurt
It's
my
like you're
soul
not
so
blocking
bad.
this.
Right?
Oh,
It would hurt my soul so bad to watch that thing go in time and time again. And I'm like, bro, really? Man, but yeah, I think I think the Knicks being in the playoffs is good for the league. Because
sure.
it's the mecca of basketball, some feel. Um, Madison Square Garden in the conference finals, crazy, you know. And just the history that they have. Patrick Ewing, shoot, John Starks. Those battles were crazy. That guys used to have on those teams that were winning back in the late '80s, early '90s. Anthony Mason, guys like Charles Oakley. Hubert Davis played there, who's the coach of UNC right now. Greg Anthony, who also played for the Knicks. So there's a lot of great names that came out there. Um, Walt Frazier, can't forget Walt Frazier. So the Pacers, of course, led by a legend and Larry Legend. So that's pretty dope. Um, Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, Detlef Shrimp. I could reel off a whole bunch of names of playoff teams
Mm.
that were
They
coming out
have
of Indiana
history.
history. So and then OKC, of course, they used to be the Supersonics. Um,
Oh, the Sonics
yeah.
won titles, right?
I don't think they won the title.
Knicks won titles.
I don't think. Maybe back in like uh I don't know, the 40s. I don't know. No, actually, I think they won something in like the 60s, 70s. I gotta look it up.
Back when it was
It's been
8
a while.
teams. That's like
Yeah,
half
something.
of the Lakers and Celtics titles are when black people weren't allowed to vote.
Right, right. But I mean, hey, that's the league. Uh,
And there was like 4, 6, 8 teams.
but
Okay.
having four new teams that we don't regularly see in these spots right now, conference finals. I think that's great for the league because it means the league growing, the talent's
Mhm.
growing. Um,
Would you rather
and
have 4 new teams in the conference finals each year
like each year,
or
not each year,
the same 2 or 3?
if there's a team that's not boring and can make a dynasty, that'd be great. And people are trying to. I don't want them to be blowing out teams, but if they're that good to hold a dynasty, yes, I would love to see them pull off a dynasty. Like I'm not a Golden State fan, but when they were like close to that verge of being like a dynasty team, like that was fun to watch. They were a fun team to watch. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So if there's a team like that, yeah, I don't mind. But I also don't mind seeing four different teams in the conference finals, and you know that whoever wins the championship isn't the team that you've seen from last year win it. So that's pretty cool, especially with the rosters that they have.
And using that airtime to show new faces, new styles of
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah,
new
definitely,
countermeasures versus whatever people are playing.
definitely.
You get a variety, show just how versatile the sport can be. Uh, Maybe we were spoiled for a long time. Yeah, right. Because it was
No, for sure,
the
for sure.
Warriors for the long time. LeBron was in there like 8 years in a
Yeah,
row
like
in the finals, kind of
if you
hogging the spotlight.
if you look at Indiana's roster, like from the other for all four teams, Indiana probably has the most unknown roster right now. Like
Yeah.
just the list of players on that team. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, if I ask you now, I'm pretty sure you can name like two people off of that roster without having to look, which would be
Halliburton and
Jordan and
Nesmith.
oh, see, so that's your two. I would have said Miles Turner. So
Oh, Miles Turner's still with the Pacers?
isn't
Nice. Oh, and see, I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
he?
I can see Ron Artest in those old jerseys. Oh man.
Oh man, Ron Artest, Jonathan Bender. Al Harrington had a really good run.
Al Harrington, damn,
Man, he
yeah.
had a super good run when he was with them.
Did he go
Him,
to the
Jermaine. Oh
Nuggets?
man, Jermaine O'Neal. That team was
Jermaine
so
O'Neal.
nice. Steven Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal, Al Harrington.
Whew.
Man, that's a team, man. So great to
Uh,
see. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I think in the NFL, there's like 4 new playoff teams for like the last 30 something years, right? There's never a really repeat. So good to see like some mix up and get new people in here. But then again, like you said, if there's somebody really good and so good at playing the sport and, countering whatever their opponent does,
Right.
and they get a run where they're in the finals for 3, 4 straight years, something like that, that's also something we can appreciate, knowing how unusual that is and how hard you have to work to make that happen.
Right. Like remember Boston with Garnett, Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
Allen, Rondo. Like they won the
2008.
one championship, but it was fun watching them get to the playoffs every year. You know what I mean? You were like, man, they're gonna win another one. Like it was fun watching those guys get there. They only won one, but
Who's the
uh,
most important person in that?
Kevin Garnett.
As a pretending you're not a big, huge Kevin Garnett fan, who who's the most
Kevin Garnett.
important? uh
No,
Paul
the
Pierce
most
being the career guy, Ray Allen shooting those threes. I still think it was Rajon Rondo. Rondo
for sure.
emerging as the guy
So
that could glue it all together.
if I would have picked Rondo, yeah, Rondo, but also I think it was Rondo and the group that he brought in as role players. James Posey was on
Mm-hmm.
that team. Big Baby was on the team.
Eddie House.
Eddie House, Nate was on the team.
Jason Terry?
Jason Terry. Okay, we're not gonna say Jason Terry because he has one of the worst highlights from those playoffs.
The Jet? Wait, no. But he started with Dallas and then went
Dallas,
to the Seas and then went somewhere else?
yeah. He played with the Hawks before he retired.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Jason Terry is one of my favorite players because I was a really big
The Jet.
1997. Yeah, I was a really big 1997 Arizona Wildcat fan. That team that had Mike Bibby, Miles Simon, AJ Bramlett, Bennett Davidson, Michael Dickerson. That's like one of my favorite teams of all time in college basketball. So pretty cool. I was such a basketball nerd at the time. Like if you ever go to like Walmart or wherever and see the magazines, they have like the college preview magazines, like Athlon Sports or wherever, and it's just a preview of like all the teams and the. I used to buy one every season, and that's when I was visiting from Samoa. So like, if I would come up for the summer or I had stayed like an extended time, but I knew I was going back to Samoa, I always made sure I had a preview of either or of both or either the college season or for basketball or for football. And then I would just like every Saturday. That's why college football was so special to me growing up in Samoa because we didn't get all the games. So a lot of the teams that came on TV, NBC was a channel that we got in Samoa. Uh, Also because I went to Catholic school, but NBC was a channel, one of the original channels that we had in Samoa. So I got to watch Notre Dame every Saturday. Whoever they played, but I got to watch Notre Dame every Saturday because of the ridiculous contract that Notre Dame had with NBC, which still stands today.
See? Capitalism.
It works. No, no, not that. Oh,
NBA. Okay, so it looks like the Pacers up 3-1, OKC up 3-1. Indiana versus Oklahoma City in the finals. Who
that's a
you
good
got?
finals. Oh man, you know, I like OKC, man. They uh, they did it the right way. They did it through the draft. They built that team through the draft. I
Wait,
mean,
wait. They traded Paul Pierce, or they traded Paul George.
to get draft picks,
They traded
to
Paul
get
George
draft
for
picks.
like 4 firsts and
Exactly,
Shea Gilgis Alexander.
exactly. And everybody else on that team, that's how you do it. They went out and got the young guy who ended up being
Yes.
the leader of this team.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started drafting the pieces that they needed. They got Chet. Uh, I can't name all the Williams that they have on the team. They have like four Williams on the team. Williamson, but those guys, they play. Oh my gosh, they're so detrimental to what they're doing now. All those guys are super athletic. They all shoot and they all defend. Uh, so yeah, man, I love OKC. Not to say that it's not fun to watch Indiana. Like I love Halliburton. I just wish they didn't let his dad back in the stadium for the playoffs. I feel like,
Yeah, bro. Get this
but
man
hey,
out of here.
yeah, but yeah, I think OKC right now they're just the roster. You go up and down the roster, they're really good at every spot. You know what I mean? And then you have the
Yeah.
MVP who's leading your team. So yeah,
Now,
I think Halliburton though he might be something.
how did the Pacers make it like a
I was just man
upset?
another great interview. If you guys were able to watch Sue Bird today on what was she on? Um the she was on a interview
A podcast or a TV channel?
today though, a live interview. That's free now that everybody goes to. Um Let me go to my phone and see it because it's right on my phone. Oh, Bleacher Report.
Oh,
So
okay.
Bleacher Report had her on and she was just talking about pace. And it's funny because they were asking her because she's given advice to Halliburton. Halliburton has sought out Sue Bird for advice about how to play and how to beat teams with the pace. So she was saying that like when a lot of people think about like beating somebody with pace or slowing the game down, it's because you're beating them physically. Yeah, that works a lot. You know, you just take a lot out of the team.
Mm.
You know, like in the post, in the paint, or you're physical with them in the front defending. But she also talked about beating somebody with pace, staying to your pace, and like whether it be slowing it down or on offense, you know, where they get like kind of lulled to sleep and like all of a sudden now they're like tired because the game's so slow, and then going right back on defense and then pressuring them. I think that's what Indiana's going to have to do. They're going to have to control the pace and have OKC play the game that they want. They're going to have to dictate the pace and the type of game that it is because OKC is going to want to get in there and run up and down the court, and they're going to want to beat you that way. They're going to want to tire you out. They're going to want to make you move everywhere. SGA is one of those guys that moves well without the ball, even though he's a point guard. So whoever is covering him is going to have to run all over that court. Halliburton is kind of the same way. You know, he just takes his time a little bit more. And so, yeah, I think if the Pacers are to win, they're going to have to control the pace of the game. They're going to have to dictate um, what the pace, like what OKC does. Like anytime they have like a counter for what they're doing, they're going to have something behind it to come up with. So, but if they can't control the pace, that they're done.
OKC
They're
picks
done.
up their first title.
Yeah.
Okay. MVP, championship, finals MVP for SGA, it looks like coming up.
Man, you know what? I think someone's going to step up in the finals, and I think Chet's going to step up in the finals. He might
Oh,
win
yeah.
Finals MVP.
Okay.
Yeah, he might win Finals MVP.
All right. That's basketball. I like watching good basketball, but it's not exciting. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Where's
Oh
that
yeah,
prevalent gold?
whatever, man. Your leader had some kind of serious MCL sprain or something like that, and
What?
that's what he said. Like when they lost in the playoffs, and then they have a video of
Oh
him
my
over here
goodness.
doing like a crip walk at home during a party. So
They got video of Luca doing a crip walk?
yeah, whatever. That's not your leader. And
uh
Luca, no, they have
LD.
Luca of stuffing his face with Mexican food in LA.
Hey, that fool looked like he lost like 15 pounds by the end of the season. Crazy.
The crack that he's smoking in LA.
No, it's the passion, natural energy. Uh, I feel like they missed an opportunity to take it deeper into the playoffs because this was like playing with house money. Yeah, we traded away AD, but we got Luka Doncic. Let's see how him and LeBron can make some magic happen. But I feel like the expectations get bigger now that he's going to have a full off season and season with the team.
Uh,
And I'm not ready for that to happen yet. I don't want to give him like another year to get his mind right before we attack like
no, it's not.
2026 for the rest of his
It's.
career.
I think him and LeBron together are still like phew, that's got to be at least like top five in the league duo right now. But what they do need is defensive presence inside in the middle. So if they don't shore that up, then it'll be all for naught again. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can't make a deep run with the defensive front court that they had this year. Like, okay, Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
You know what I
What
mean?
a
Like,
wish. What a wish
and
that was. So
yeah,
small.
and then Hachimura he's an offensive player. Like he's one of those hustle guys on defense, but he's not gonna hold it down there in the post. So I mean, LeBron doesn't play defense at all. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you got to find a defensive presence. I also think LeBron's not long, dude. Like
no,
maybe
I
one
mean,
more season if he wants to do like a retirement tour. Maybe two.
maybe he should go back to
Maybe.
Cleveland and do it, but I don't think he should do it in LA if that's the case. I think
I mean,
LA
how many
should,
times you got to return to Cleveland? Come on,
should
he's set up
retire.
out here.
Yo, if whoever's running LA next year, if they're smart, they're gonna get whatever they can for LeBron. And Luka's enough scoring. Not to say that LeBron, having on your having LeBron on your team is a like a negative, but if you can get whatever you need defensive wise
In a
by
trade.
trading LeBron, yeah, I would do that because you have enough scoring with Reeves and Luca.
Braun for Evan Mobley and a first
Ooh,
rounder. Here,
man,
go.
that's a
Would
first
they
round.
give that to us?
I think they would. I think
Well, but this is the
not
thing. It's
maybe
like,
not the first rounder. I think
regardless, it's LeBron's body is already. You see the slowing down, not as dominant as definitely as the apex, but even recent years, like 2020 when they got the last championship, it was okay. This kid is still peaks of LeBron,
well,
like
I don't
little
know.
glimpses back to the apex, but it. I mean, he's doing
I have a
layups
different
and
perspective.
threes.
Like my perspective is that it's not his body deteriorating. It's just his love to play the game anymore at full speed. Like, because he takes games off, and I'm not marking him for that on this episode, but
This particular point,
right, he takes games off. So like the wear and tear on his body isn't as great as like guys who used to play back in the day who just played through all this stuff. Like they just played. LeBron, he's taking steps to keep his body still going. Like he's never had a serious injury, so he has that also. Like
mm-hmm.
no real tears or anything like that where he's had to come back from. So that's still good for his body. I just think like, he's won a few championships. Not enough. Uh
Four is
and
not enough.
no, if you don't win more than six, then you're mediocre. So
So it's just
hey, you know who won
it's just
six?
Bill Russell. You said more than six.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to beat Jordan. Of course, Bill Russell, like you said, Bill Russell
You're
played in the
saying
days.
Jordan is mediocre.
No, I'm saying that everybody who can't win more than six, because Jordan is the best ever. So if you can't beat Jordan, then you're just mediocre.
You said you got to win more than six.
Yes, to beat Jordan. So if you don't, then either way. And Bill, like you said, Bill Russell
What a
played.
ridiculously no one's gonna pass this marker.
No one ever. No, I just think like he doesn't just he's I think he wants to retire. I think he wants to go home and chill. And there's nothing
Then
wrong with that.
go.
That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's
Especially
nothing
when you're
wrong with that.
showing physical decline. It's like
Yeah,
if the passion isn't 105% there,
yeah.
you're gonna get yourself hurt. You're gonna be a detriment to the team on the court. Like it's gonna be an issue in the locker room if someone's like, hey,
I think
someone
what
else should be
happened
starting in
was
front of him.
the Lakers got unlucky when LeBron was able to play with Bron. And that kind of just kept it back like, oh shit, this is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Okay.
I get to play with my built-in best friend. You know,
And
he's a
it's gonna
cool.
be on this team that wants to keep me and will do it.
Right. Like
Yeah,
this is the
yeah,
only
yeah.
team that's willing to be stupid enough to have me and my son play
Ah,
together for fun.
it's a good business decision. Might not be the
For
best
who?
basket.
For
Keeping
who?
LeBron in Los Angeles on the Lakers is a good
That is
business. Is a
that
great business decision for the Lakers to
yeah,
sell
LeBron
jerseys and
from
stuff.
7 years ago.
Right, right, right. It's not a good basketball decision necessarily, right? I mean, he's like you said, he's still him and Luca top
The
five
business,
duo, but
the
that's a
business
I
is
see it
winning
as a money
championships.
thing.
The business is winning championships.
No, no, no,
That's
no.
what the business is.
You say that as a team that won 6 championships in 8 years. It's like that's all it is.
You just got to win championships. You can't talk about we're gonna win not one, not two, not three.
That was a heat. That
Yeah, I
was
know.
a
I'm just messing. Nah, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my take on it. Is like he could go harder if he wanted to and still be
Mhm.
like one of the top five guys in the league. Uh, but
That's like top 16,
no, I think he still got it in him.
12.
I just think he doesn't go hard. Like I said, he doesn't have any major injuries that are. I know he's getting old, but the guy can still play. He still got the like. If your body's not at 100, like his body, he has to be at 80,
Right,
and his body at 80 is better than like more than half the league. Come on.
right. Yeah,
And so
okay, but
after
that's
that, after his body 80 and his skills, he's still top five because he's one of the best passers in the league. Not
okay.
just at the power forward, not just at
Mhm.
like
That's a big.
a post player. Yeah, he's one of the best passers in the league. So that skill never goes out of style. Like you know what I mean? You can't tell me. And if he wanted to score, he could score. So literally, if he just put some effort to it,
I've seen this
he
man
takes plays
want
off.
to put the ball in the bucket and it
Nah,
not happen
he takes plays off, man.
many times this year and
Right.
over the past couple of years. LeBron's in decline. Hang it up. But what do
Yeah,
you?
I think he
Hey,
should hang it
if
up.
you're listening to this, you're like, how did we get into LeBron talk? But you probably have your opinion on this. Let us know. Should LeBron retire after this season? What do you think? Or keep it up? You think LeBron's? I need. I just feel like it's declining, and we need to get out before it's too late. Speaking of ending things, thank you guys for listening to this episode. Yeah, big shout out to the Polytickin Network. You see the logo. You see the logo behind us if you're watching this on YouTube. The Polytickin Network on YouTube. Definitely follow. Uh, yeah. Shout out to Levasa Island Apparel. Shout out to Brother Eri.
Yay.
Got those shorts out. Definitely check out Levasa and what you can cop for your summer appareling choices. Any beach trips? You doing anything summery? What's like the
Oh, yep.
last hot weather thing you got planned?
Work.
Well, it was hot today, dog. I was like,
Oh yeah, I didn't. The air conditioning kicked on this morning, and I looked outside, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool,
kind of dry out there.
cool. I'm just gonna stay inside today."
Yeah, definitely keep drinking water. Any shout outs? Any other shout outs?
Man, shout out to you, man. Like I said, dog,
Shout out to you.
you make it happen, man. You keep it popping in here, dog. You heard?
Yeah,
You
I'm
heard?
from the show me state. Show me seven. I'll show you eight. Uh,
Oh man,
bro,
nah,
Nelly
man,
blew up when I was in 8th grade, and I know all the songs off of that Country Grammar album.
bro. Country grammar, just like it took everybody and like just had them in a chokehold. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
they had never heard
Was a
anything like it.
Midwest swing.
Man,
Oh.
and then he was just man, he had so many bangers on that first album. That's crazy. And then he just kept coming with it. And then he
That
did
was
the St.
crazy.
Lunatics dirty, and that was the demise of his. No, I'm
And
just
then
kidding.
he impregnated Ashanti. Oh man. I hope they're still
Dreams,
together. They seem like a cute
dreams still
couple.
come true.
Yeah. Hey, Thank y'all for listening. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Same time next week. Some updates. Yeah, we got a Polytickin movie starter kit, Lilo and Stitch review, the 2002 animated
boycott
version.
the movie. They don't have
Boycott the movie?
They don't have Captain Guntu in the movie. Boycott the movie.
Oh, are you Samoan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not in there. Lilo and Stitch. We're going to be talking about that on the next Polytickin episode this week, so look out for that. Also, Lilo and Stitch with the Polytickin movie starter kit episode that's coming out real soon. Stay tuned. Follow the channels. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Have a great rest of your week. Drink water. Stay hydrated. Stay blessed. Stay balling. Love and light. Peace.
Hey, go play flag football.
Yes.